Yep, 15, 14.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry we're a little discombobulated right now. We have one person missing, so that kind of messed up the stream. So I am just going to do some rotation while this is going on. Spidey, if you want to, go ahead.
Okay, hey everybody, how's it going? So down below you can find a thing that says donations. Those donations, the charity donations, go to a wonderful thing called Extra Life. Extra Life is a wonderful fundraiser that we play video games for 24 hours straight and go insane. No, seriously though, that money will be donated to Extra Life. That money goes to Lurie's Children's Hospital, downtown Chicago. That is the group that I'm currently playing for. If you so choose to in the future, because every year they do this, they do a Children's Miracle Network hospital. You can choose any of the hospitals that are in that network, local or not. Again, we play for Lurie's. Currently, I believe we are sitting at $633. Yeah, $633, pending $733. There is things you can get for rewards for donating, such as magical items to your favorite players or secrets about NPCs and things that Joe will tell you and not us, and then we will harass you to find out that information. So far, we have gotten one over $100 donation, which has leveled us up tonight. So we will be one level higher, and there's another one potentially pending for next game. And then that rule's going to change because we're going to be level 22 soon. Anyway,
because we broke it.
We broke the system. Thank you, everybody. But regardless, yeah, thank you. If you can, just click on the Nerdy Playbook symbol below for the charity. It'll take you straight to the donation page. The goal is $1,000. If we hit that, cool. If not, that's okay. We love you anyway. But if we go over that, even better. And I'll flex or something for, I don't know. But Joe will flex for you. Why not? We'll do that.
Oh God.
Ryan can flex? Anyway, all right.
It'll be very disappointing.
Well, I mean, I think if any of us do it, it will be. But regardless, thank you very much. I hope you guys can donate. If you can, great. If not, okay. And if you can't, just throw a share. That'd be cool too. So thank you guys. And over to you, Joe.
Okay, so with that, we have to change the rule to the because now you guys level up twice. So for the $100 that'll be going on, what I'll do is the group themselves can ask me a question about anything from either one of the campaigns, and I will answer it. So if you guys have a question, I will answer it. We'll go with that for now. So if you guys donate some money and the group wants to know, we can do it that way. Until I have a better answer, we'll go with that rule. I'm really jumping with this on the fly. Do not forget that next week, we are still continuing our campaigns, but both Echoes and Blades will be doing a crossover event for both episodes into a Christmas world. I'm not really giving the full story yet because I gotta let these two episodes kind of simmer through a little bit since they're just continuing off of them. So this isn't a one-shot. This is continuing with the story, so it is all canon. So if you want to check out a little Christmas event, part 1 is on Tuesday with Blades, and part 2 is Echoes on Wednesday. But all players will be present for both, with the exception of a couple that will only have to be for the second game, just due to availability.
And that won't be chaos.
Yeah. I'm going to have to hear a lot of voices in my head. I am not ready. So check that out. Same time as usual. It's not going to change. No time changes. This is just going to go with our schedule. And do not forget that the final week during the holidays will be off, but Star Wars will still happen. So I think that's it. So let's go into the intro. All right. So, last we left off, the team themselves, after their interest in development of a knight, woke up in the morning, were reminded about their breakfast brunch that they've had to join up with Demos as Daphne left a little bit early so she could keep up appearances. As you all arrive to a big, huge red carpeted breakfast dining table reset up in the large dining hall, plenty of different courses of food, from standard breakfast to large boar, was being had. Discussion, sometimes a little hostile, was transpired. And somehow, even though Nyx did not know it, he was able to notice that she was pregnant. Due to their culture and the traditions, he strongly believes that they must get married, and since you're within his house, he demands it to be so. And then the following night, on his dime, in his house, the wedding will happen. Knowing that they already have rings for each other, and that this was going to happen sometime in the future, he didn't bother to wait for an objection and just push through it no matter who said what. Through this, some people decide to stomp out. Some people decide to whip out the big, huge linen cloth. And then afterwards, just kind of push things around. But at the same time, Hades is also completing a promise to a very lovely lady, and is not aware of most of this. So, we're actually going to start off with Hades.
Hey everybody.
So, I believe we didn't really have much with you after you actually left with her.
Nope, we had a lovely conversation and I walked out.
So, what would you like to do?
All right, yeah, I mean, I would head to the... Was she waiting outside the banquet hall area, or was she still in the library? Because we were going to meet in the library, but then she
waited for you. She decided to come out to find you. So she's waiting for you over in the corridor by the banquet hall.
Got it, okay. Refresh memory. Talia, what was her race again?
She is a half-elf tiefling, but very, very, very small amount of tiefling. Her tail is very small, and her horns are very, very small. I'd probably say she's like 1/10 tiefling. Just enough where you can see the features, but not enough for them to be pretty prominent.
Got it. Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right. Copy that. All right. So I would head over to say hi.
She just greets you. She just gives you a head nod. I apologize. I know we were supposed to meet in the library, but I waited a little bit.
It's all right.
Okay. Well, I waited a little bit, and my head got all over the place. I thought, maybe you weren't going to come, and then I was considering that, well, should I go find him? No, I should be strong, and my anxiety got the better of me, so I decided to come find you.
It's all right. I got sidetracked with a previous engagement I had completely forgotten about this morning. Lord Deimos wanted to have breakfast with us, and honestly, I forgot that we were doing that.
It's quite all right. I would never take you away from our Lord. And she just kind of bows.
I would have you know that I left that breakfast because I had made plans already with you.
She just kind of does like the blush with like put the hair, a little bit of the bangs beside the ear, kind of like that. She kind of just like looks at you with her head down.
And he'll just be like, so, where shall we go?
I hope you don't mind if it's a little forward, but I set up us a little private spot for us to have breakfast together.
That sounds lovely.
Okay. I hope you don't. If it's not too forward, I don't get to go around too much around here, so I was able to set up in my private quarters.
That shall be. Sorry. I just got Angel there. Sorry. That'll be fine. I have no problem whatsoever with that, as long as you don't.
No. I mean, I've never had too many people in my area, especially of the opposite sex. So this is gonna be new for me. But I am gonna try new things, and I told myself, you need to just throw it out there and just all caution to the wind. That's what I'm doing.
Sounds like you are trying to be very forward in your thought processes, and I commend you on trying to break down barriers and concerns that you would have, or things you would normally do, and expand your horizons.
Oh, good. I was afraid it was going to scare you away. I thought I was going too forward, and I, like, almost like someone who's going to like have an asthma attack. She's like, okay, all right.
He'll take her hand and be like, "It is quite all right. If you would not mind, let's."
No, yeah. This way, and then she immediately starts pulling you like really, really fast. Like now she's just going for it.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. It takes a little bit to get where she is, because you are still in the king's quarters, so she needs to take you to the essential like employees, which is quite a distance away. So we're gonna pause on you for a little bit. We're gonna go back over to some of the group. So with certain things that were given from Gaju, is anybody gonna follow Gaju as he steps out?
I think I said I was.
Okay.
I'll stay
I'm
with
pretty
Dahlia.
sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have had enough.
Okay. So, after taking some time, because I don't want to speak for Gaju as far as words, Gaju is eventually going to kind of take the opportunity to go snooping around. Go trying to take the opportunity of the drama and start looking around the place. Dahlia, you were the one that was going with her? Which one did I hear?
I am.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Dira. I did not follow.
Okay. As you eventually follow, you eventually get the hint that he is distraught, but also taking advantage of the opportunity to see that he stomped out. But with that, since no one's going to stop him, he's going to take the opportunity to look around.
You want somebody with you, or you think I'll just get underfoot?
The more the merrier.
All right.
As long as you don't mind that I'm
Let's look around.
kicking some rocks in the process.
I am kicking rocks right beside you.
Okay. I'll have you roll for the both, and I'll just have you roll with advantage. So give me an investigation check as you guys are walking around with advantage.
All right. 18?
18. Taking some time walking around, how long would you two, I'll let you control this, how long would you two want to milk this and kind of scour the area?
Maybe just get a good look around, like, the immediate apartments and the whole kind of where formal things seem to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Since there's apparently going to be a formal thing happening.
Okay.
And, find out, make sure, look at where things might get hidden, or exits might be taken, or surprises might be waiting.
Okay. Not going too far, but at least staying in case if anybody decides to question where you are. You start making your way around. What most that Gaju has gone through the previous night, hunting down with Sapphirnia, the creature that has taken over Daphne, and kind of regaining the layout. You're able to, at least without a map, remember at least the essential structure of how at least the central tower works, as far as every hallway, every room, in case if you need to quick find something or you need to escape for some reason, you at least know where to bank left, turn right, so on and so forth, at least throughout the main tower. Which, taking into account that the main tower itself takes over about 20 different hallways, about 15 different rooms, not including the large gala. That's not taking into account the several floors up in the tower. Eventually going back through, and I'd assume Gaju would just want to double check. You double check anything left behind from Zephynia and his encounter with the creature. Going back in the room. Seeing if there's any residue, even though they collected the pieces left of what seemed to be just a stone creature left behind.
I am going to use... Where did it go? Do a use of Divine Sense. Well, that's not going to tell me any good. Hello spell is Celestial Fiend Undead within 60 feet. No, that's not what I want. Fiends all over the place. I mean, they'd be behind cover, so... Yeah, let's do a Detect Magic.
Okay. How wide is Detect Magic?
With 30 feet?
30 feet. The room itself pretty much is that. You're able to detect a few things. You do see a couple items. There is a locked chest that seems to have what looks like a couple... From what you can see with the aura, maybe a couple circular objects inside. There is a weapons shelf that is mostly empty with the exception of one sword that is magical. You can see a residue of where the creature was they fought. There is a little bit of magical residue on the ground. You don't see anything else magical in the area that hits your
Okay.
range.
Does the residue seem like it was is something that... Can I tell if it's something that could be active or if it's just like a...
You can give me an Arcana check with advantage using your...
Okay. I'm going to need the... Lord knows I'm going to need the advantage. That's going to be... 17.
17. Not being here when this happened, but got you with you, explained everything that happened. The attack, the creature didn't move, and basically acted as if it was a statue, kind of showing off some pieces. You check in this residue that no one noticed before. Very much invisible. As you start kind of like picking up this very dry clay that was kind of hidden in plain sight. It follows under a parameter of very much what seems like a snake shedding its skin.
So it like shed its form and went
Correct.
somewhere else.
Putting two and two together with the pieces that they retrieved, you assume that whatever they destroyed was it shed its skin.
Yeah, I don't think it's... You're not gonna like this, but I don't... I think what you found weren't the thing itself. It was just kind of a shell or a skin left behind.
Of course. What else can happen? What else other shit can happen?
All the shit can happen. I guess we just gotta keep our eyes open still. Keep a good eye on Daphne. And everybody else who might be in danger, but I wonder if it didn't just run away somewhere else. We can hope, I suppose.
Give me a... It's a pretty good Arcana check. Give me a... What would this be for this? Just roll me a d20.
All right.
There's no check that would apply to this.
That is a natural one.
Through testing this, other than knowing what this shell was, you do not understand what this creature is. You have no idea to figure out based off of the pieces you have and the residue behind. You have no inkling other than what you saw. You have no idea what this thing is. You have no idea if this is something that resonates here or if it's from somewhere else. You're left to your imagination to assume.
I got no idea. I mean, I relay what I'm able to figure out. Maybe there's something in that library you and Hades found?
That's not a bad idea. Do you think we'd be interfering with his date if we decided to go there?
I don't think that's where he was. I don't know. How big was it?
I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, I haven't
He
seen
didn't
much.
stay out of his way.
Okay. Well, let's go library. Let's go library.
All right. It's not really my forte, but if you think I might be useful, or just keep an eye on you, I suppose.
I wasn't supposed to see, but his, I don't know, date, girlfriend, whatever they are, I saw when they went into like the hidden section of the library. I don't know if I can activate it, but at least I saw what I probably wasn't supposed to see. I'm guessing anything about this creature would probably be back there.
Well, maybe I can run interference for you then, if nothing else.
Alright, well, let's do that. I'd say through that took over an hour to kind of go that far. So we're going to switch over to Dahlia and Sophia. So backtrack into when everybody kind of split from the table. What are you two going to do?
When they got up and stormed out, Dahlia just had her head in her hands, like, processing the last 10 minutes.
Fenia picked her tea up and is just sipping it.
And just to clarify, if you decide to just like randomly look at Nyx, she's nowhere near any body shape difference. You assume this is something magical that Deimos did that he could kind of tell, not a physical thing.
Fenia is kind of glancing over at her like, how did he know? She sips her tea.
Dahlia just says out loud to Sylyk and Daphne, "Is this how you expected this to go?"
And Sylyk responds, "No, this isn't anything I planned." Daphne's a mixture of emotions right now. She's both happy that, she's going to be a grandma, but on the other hand, it's just like, this is not the scenario that you want for your child.
Is Deimos still in the room or did he leave?
He left.
Oh, okay.
He left basically leaving his decree saying, this is what's going to happen. I am king of this area. And then he walked out with with just pride and nobility as much as possible. And he is far gone. He has left towards the center courtyard and then taking, which you assume he's heading somewhere towards his part of the castle.
I'm going to turn to Daphne and just say, this isn't some sort of binding ceremony that would keep them from leaving, right? It's just a normal wedding?
No. There would be nothing about it that he would do that would bind them together. You got to understand that all the Deimos line is very, very old-fashioned, and I would assume no. As she tries to phrase her words correctly, no bad things to happen during the wedding.
And what about after the wedding?
That I cannot say. But the good thing is you guys said that in 3 days you're free to leave. Well, after their wedding night, technically you all could leave. So, not to rush it, as she just kind of puts her hand on Sylyk's shoulder. Not to rush it, but when it's done, you guys just have one night left, and you get to leave midday. And if she whispers as she just looks at all of you, she speaks in Infernal. You're assuming that maybe the staff can't speak at Infernal. If you still have a plan, I'll follow through.
plan for getting you out of here? That's me. I respond back in Infernal.
She shakes her head, yes.
And because I'm too paranoid about this conversation, I recast Psychic Whispers and just make it everyone in the room, including Nyx and Sylyk. We've discussed something, just nothing concrete yet.
In common, or is this still infernal?
It's Psychic Whispers, so it'll be back in common. So you and Nyx understand.
For a while, I was just watching you guys like.
So I believe in Psychic Whispers, it doesn't matter the language you say. It automatically, everybody can understand it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hades had something up his sleeve. Something that we could potentially use to pull you out of this plane. We need to figure out more about it and convene and discuss, but it could be possible to get you out of here after we leave. And Deimos wouldn't be able to come after you right away, right? Because he can only go so often to the Aberrant Realm, and he just came back. So it will give us time.
Okay. All right. Well, she steps up and she puts her hands on Sylyk's shoulders. She's like, I understand the situation. It's not great. And she just kisses him on the cheek and just whispers in his ear. But enjoy it. At least you don't have to spend any money. She just hugs him from behind and she puts her hand on Nyx's shoulder as she starts walking by. I'll get the staff to make sure everything's all taken care of. And she just starts walking off.
That's your now?
She just looks at you. Remember, I gotta keep up appearances.
Is that cast sending just... Well, shit, sending wouldn't work because I have to speak it out loud anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she just says, can we talk later then?
Dinner?
Sure.
I'll send for you.
Unless he... And she gestures toward Deimos left.
Oh,
is
no, just if you want just you and me, or you, me, and your brother, or whatever. I'll send a word for you, and then you figure it out.
Okay.
She just kind of smiles in the distance at you, like happy to see her family together again, and she starts walking off.
Feel like it'll be a long, silent, awkward pause with Sophidia, Dahlia, Nyx, and Sylyk there, and Dahlia just
100%.
looks at them and goes, "Congratulations."
Yeah. We need to we're gonna go talk.
Do you want us to go, Sophinia? Do you want to go check out the castle?
Yeah, that sounds great. There's some cool paintings and stuff that we need to see.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna go outside. We're gonna, it's really stale up in here. We're gonna head outside and go chat. But I'm sure come morning they're probably gonna morning or night. I don't know, but I'm sure grandfather's gonna pull all stops to get people here to get everybody set for the wedding. So don't be surprised if you randomly get someone around that's gonna fit you up for a dress or something like that. So don't be surprised if you randomly just get someone coming around.
Did you say that to Dahlia or Nyx?
Dahlia.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes. You've got it. Sophinia, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Throws back that mimosa. All right, let's go.
They start walking outside. Where do you two want to go?
Anywhere but there.
Where do we want to
All right. So there are a few different ways you can leave. They're going out to the courtyard. If you want to go outside but not go in the same direction, you can. There's other parts of the castle you can go through there outside. The way that Gaju and Dira went was down the corridor to connect to the rest of the castle, which is kind of like a long way to go around, but it connects to the library and a lot of spots that the employees work as far as staffing. And then there is the tower that you guys use to get up to your rooms. You assume that there's two ways to get to the other parts of the castle. There's either taking a long way around, which is going through the corridors, which is where Gaju and Dira went. Otherwise, based off the way when you guys originally came in here, to get over to different towers is easier accessible from outside.
I mean, the long way is not bad.
If it looks like
Time.
Sylyk and Nyx are going the same direction as us, Dahlia just like bumps into Zephydia and steers her the other way.
So you guys are gonna go through the. Okay, so, all right. So either one of you with advantage or both of you individually give me an investigation check.
Shit, I have my dice out. Okay, I'll roll on.
Okay.
Do you have a good investigation bonus? Because I can just give you advantage.
I have a +4.
That's pretty good. Okay.
Okay, we'll just do that then. Whoop, not disadvantage. Advantage.
Oh no.
Solution.
Gives me time to get my dice
Oh
out.
no! I never joined on Forge. Join!
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh is right, it's not letting me join. Oh, real dice it is. Sorry, kitty. Bye-bye.
Do you want me to roll on Forge?
If you're ready for it, go for it.
Okay, I have a
Issues
+6,
logging in.
so that would...
Man.
Nat 20. Okay, that worked out.
Ooh.
Okay. So you eventually feel like you're gonna cross with Gaju and Dira, but you actually do find out a different spot that they have not found yet. You're actually able to find the central corridor for all the pillars that connect. It is not locked. It looks like it's easily accessible, and you're able to, after about half an hour's time, able to find a pathway that connects to the other tunnels, to the other towers. I mean, there's
Is it like a discrete pathway?
I mean, it's the pathway. It's the only pathway, other than taking bridges on the top that would connect floor 10 to floor 10 to floor 10 to floor 10. You're able to see. It has like a glass garden kind of feel. This circular, octagonal room, large, about 50 by 50, with many different indigenous plants growing all over. That has given its own natural light in there that doesn't matter what it's like outside, allowing them to grow. But it has 4 different entrances leading to north, west, south, and east tower. You are currently in the southern tower. You're able to see on the location above each archway which each tower is. The southern tower, which is considered noble guests and grand ballroom. The eastern tower is for staff. Western tower is for artifacts and rituals, and northern tower is for royals.
Western Tower sounds interesting to see.
Okay.
Okay.
Away we go.
Okay. As you start heading your way in there, do that. We're gonna come back to you guys because this was linked back up to Dira and Gaju. You get into this large, huge, multi-floor, arcane library. Gaju eventually leads you and kind of nudges to you and just kind of points at a hidden wall. To you, it just looks, it's a wall, but he explains that it's a false wall. I think I know how to get through it. Can you just make sure nobody's watching.
I look around. Do I see anybody watching?
Perception check. Perception check.
You know I'm going to take him very literally. Come on. 13.
13. All right. I need you both to give me a stealth check, so I'll roll for Gaju.
All right.
For perception, I rolled a 18.
Okay.
That would me and my disadvantage got a natural 1 + 6 for a 7.
Oh.
As you're trying to watch out, you eventually like stop. As like someone's looking and they look and they keep moving away. It's like, all right, go, and like he's starting to figure it out, and eventually, like the wall itself turns kind of like watery and immediately just pulls you right through. And as soon as you just kind of like freak out, making some sound, as it's like shut up, and immediately pulls you to the side as you're like into like another large room that looks like an extension of the library. Like it's just a fake wall in between, and the library itself just continues through here. But no one notices you, as there's only a few people in here, and all three of them, with the exception of one, three of them look like tiefling monks. And when I mean monk, I mean like historians, not the class. And one of them themselves looks like a sorcerer or a wizard, female, hair tied up, and she definitely looks, off of first glance, looks like someone who is supposed to be here. Based off the way she's moved around, she's grabbing books. It's not her first time being in this area. As you see this for the first time, you notice that even off of first glance, all these books in here, based off the aisles, are, at least half of them are one of a kinds. Some of them, based off of just stuff you know as being a paladin, these books should not exist. Maybe they were burned once upon a time because they broke some kind of like code of law, or they, went against some kind of god's, whatever dictation. These are like either the last of their kind or the first ever created.
My brother would have his head explode in this room. Do you know what we're looking for?
I guess we need to figure out something about maybe creatures of some kind. I don't know. Guy's just gonna make an investigation check if you want to as well.
Sure. For all the good that's gonna do.
An 18.
That is a 5.
Okay. You guys are in there for a while trying to look around, but nothing comes to you right away. But if you want to commit to it, it'll eventually get to you. It's just gonna take more time.
We want to know what this thing is, but I don't know what we're doing.
Give me just a sleight of hand check, just to make as far as just trying to make it look like you belong there.
4.
4. He only got 10.
I'm this many.
Eventually, one of the historians comes up to you. I've not seen you two here before. Is there something we can get you? I'm not gonna.
I just kind of look at Gaji that hat. We're just learning some stuff.
Do you have permission to be in this side of the Noble's Library?
There's sides?
Well, yes. You came over into the restricted area. This is only for advanced learners and ones given permission by Lord Demos. Praise Lord Demos.
Yeah, he's, well, I mean, we're special guests, and there's,
Give me a persuasion check. You're not wrong, but you need to convince him that this gets you into this spot.
Alright.
I'll say give an advantage. I'm assuming Gaju would be helping you.
Well, that's good, because that was it wasn't that one, but it still wasn't good. How about, you said persuasion?
Mhm.
13?
You got a 3. It's like, all right. Well, we appreciate all our guests. If you need any help finding anything, and kind of back over that corner is for all grimoires. Please be careful with them. They are one of the kind of, they're very old. This spot is all the spots of the realms, specifically Shadowfell, but there are some other realm information in there. Over on this side, we have everything about the Master's creations, and on this side is about the historical family itself.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
You're welcome, as he just kind of puts his
Looking
hands
forward to
back
learning
in.
more about the creations.
We're going to switch back over to Dahlia and Zephynia. Entering into this spot, and with your perception check, you actually lead your way, and you can see how this connects eventually if you took the long way around to get here. As you're able to see on the far left side, if you want to, is a grand library. And if you decide to go right, there are what looks like a temple, specifically praying to a few different gods. Unless you get closer to them, you don't know what gods those are, so you'd actually have to go in the temple. This temple actually takes up quite a large chunk. And then the other spot is, it looks like it's a restricted room, specifically for what you assume are very, very, very rare enchanted items. Almost kind of like a vault.
Can we see in the vault at all, or is it just
I'm sorry?
like a vault? Can we see in the vault at all? or
No,
it
this
just
is like
a
actually like
vault?
true vault. Like it's a big, huge circular
Okay.
metal door, the whole nine, like a bank vault.
Okay.
I just walk up to it with all the audacity and try to open it.
Immediately, a guard just stops. Excuse me, this not for you.
Who's it for then?
It's for our lord. This is all his private possessions.
Oh, so it's only him that can access this, not his blood?
His advisors can come in too. If you are of noble lineage, then you can get permission from Lord Demos, and he can let you in himself.
So you're saying his advisors have more say in things than his own flesh and blood?
You understand I'm heir, right?
I don't care who you are. You do not have permission to be in the vault.
I certainly now care who you are. What is your name?
The name's Fred.
Fred.
Jerry has returned.
My name's Fred Flint Stone.
How am I supposed to take this seriously? Okay, Fred Flintstone, and what is your rank?
I am a guard within the actual temple itself.
Just the guard?
It is a noble enough spot.
Not like the head of... You're just the guard.
I am not the commander, no.
Okay. I'll let him know. And they just turn and walk back into the library.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk after her like I'm official, watching over her.
Alright, so as you head into the library, both of you give me an investigation check on the library.
Ooh.
Team.
Ooh. 23.
23. And what'd you get, Stephania?
17.
17. As you enter in, you're looking around. Everybody there is. This is like, quiet kind of library. Everybody's minding their own business. As you're kind of like looking around, getting the lay of the land, you immediately see at the other end, the wall looks fucking weird. Like the wall's like, you can't tell if you're tripping out, like you ate something or drank something weird. but you randomly just see two bodies just move to the wall, and the wall just re-solidifies.
That looks interesting. Want to go check it out?
Shh.
You shh.
Yeah. Shh. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
This is like a Harvard Law kind of like library where like everybody's really like upkeep around here, kind of thing like that.
Head to the weird wall.
Okay.
The
You
weird
head over
wall.
to the wall. At first glance, it's completely solid. You don't understand what happened. You swore that you saw people move through it, but what you see is still just a regular wall. As you're putting it on it, it feels regular, feels real.
Could have sworn I saw people walk through here.
No, I saw it too.
Okay.
Should we like
Like,
hide around the corner? Okay, yes, let's try that.
Okay. Give me a still check from both of you.
Did the book do anything when she pulled it?
No.
Oh. $21.
21. Sophia.
8.
So you both find yourself a spot. Randomly, as you're standing there with like 5 minutes, you got like a random person like going through there looking at books and just kind of like stare at you. And they just see that you're just like standing still in like a corner being like, okay. And then they
Like we're completely hidden and all they see is wings.
yeah, like you're just standing there like, you're hiding good. But as someone comes around, they're like, sure. And then they just kind of like keep moving around like you're hiding from like the non people aren't coming down that aisle, but it's like they just kind of like keep moving on. Okay.
I suddenly pretend to like look really interested with whatever's on the shelf.
Okay.
I'm still awkwardly trying to hide in plain sight.
Damn these giant wings.
Hey, look, this is a book on the mating rituals of kobolds. Do you want to look at it?
Kobe.
God, I forgot about him.
Maybe we'll bring it
This
back
explains
to
a
the
lot.
You know, on second thought, there was a kobold with you. I don't want to know
They pee
anymore.
on a lot of stuff, don't they?
I've learned too much stuff in the first 5 seconds.
Do you think it's in the mating ritual? She starts skimming through it.
After about 10 minutes, you see someone walk out of there. And as they walk through as if anybody else who's looking doesn't notice it. They just walk through, and they're just like reading a book. And they walked out of it, not into it.
Can we dash through?
While
Sure.
reading
Well,
a
it's-
book.
Yeah.
You quick dash through
With
and you
the
immediately,
mating
as
kobolds
you
in our hand.
run, you don't know what you did wrong, but as you do, you immediately like hit it like a cartoon and you immediately fall backwards.
Oh,
We're so
As
bad
one
at this.
person immediately reacts like, shh, the hell?
sorry, tripped.
As someone comes
Oh,
over to you,
clumsy.
I don't know what you think this is. This is a library. Keep it quiet. Stop hitting books. You got to read them, not hit them.
Trying.
Do you work here?
No, I don't work here.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am just
What's
here.
your name?
I'm just here for killing knowledge.
Are you a noble? Are you here for the celebrations? Do you live here?
You got a lot of questions. I don't like it. Just be quiet. And he starts walking away.
I just am new here. I was just curious. Trying to make friends.
Shh.
You got judged.
Does she walk away?
Yeah.
I throw the mating rituals of kobold at her.
Throwing the books at people doesn't help you either. Read.
Well, what's the worst I could do? Be kicked out? Okay, sorry, she said that in character.
If Apollo was here, I'd be like, you guys are doing books wrong. You got to read them, not throw them at each other, not hit them.
How dare you not do book right?
I hope Zephidia up.
Apollo, the most educated person at all of Averant. No one else reads books except for Apollo.
No one reads books like him.
All right, so you guys get up. Okay, we're gonna switch over to Hades. So after about an hour, you finally get over to one tower that is mostly rooms. There's very few of anything else. They are all individual rooms going up this large tower itself. And she takes up to the 3rd floor. She immediately takes the key to get inside this, kind of like an apartment structure. She has to first get inside one door, and then she eventually comes down. And she's messing with some keys. And then she opens up the door and clicks as the door itself becomes enchanted. She opens it up. And she opens it up all the way as she goes inside. As the door opens up, she's like, come on in.
I will go in and look around.
As she closes the door, she relocks up the door. You find yourself into what looks like a studio apartment. Large, probably about 20 by 30. You got a small kitchenette, about like a queen-size bed. Nothing too lavish. You definitely see the female equivalent to Apollo. There is one whole wall that's nothing but library books, like nothing but IKEA shelves for books that have been read over and over again. And much like anybody who has extreme high OCD and HDD, this guy right here, they're all organized by certain dates, names, and what groups they belong to. You see everything from the history of the 9 realms. You can basically tell from first glance that she has not left the Shadowfell, and she's curious about the other realms. She wants to go to the Feywild. She wants to check out the Aberrant realm. She really wants to go out there, but due to for some reason she hasn't been able to. You see a lot of pictures around here of her and family. Oh no, we lost somebody.
Amanda is having internet issues. She said she's gonna catch up or try to restart. Oh, there she is.
Okay. You see pictures of her and what you assume is her father and her mother. And based on it, it looks like she got the little bit of tiefling trait she got from her father. Her father looks very similar to her, small tail, small horns. And then the mother looks probably a high elf based off of the coloration and the ears themselves. But they both don't look like they're nobles. Maybe they were also workers here, part of the staff, or maybe something else. As she immediately likes, do you drink tea?
Oh, yes, of course I do.
Okay, I'm gonna make us some tea. She's like, bless her, and she starts putting a kettle on a little spot of fire. She starts getting things going. God, I gotta focus. All right, just give me a second. Make yourself at home.
Oh. Is this your parents?
Yeah. That's my mom and pa. They're unfortunately long past, but yeah, that's them.
And then looking at the books and stuff, and if noting that it seems like she's interested in other planes, he will be like, so you have books on the Aberrant Kingdom here. That's actually where I come from.
She immediately stops, really?
Yes.
You're from Aberrant?
Where we came from originally, yes.
Is it nice? I guess I shouldn't ask, but what's it like compared to here? Is there sun?
There is sun on a pretty regular basis. There's a day and night cycle.
Oh my god, that must be so nice. What's it
quite nice.
like? Is it warm?
It has seasons. There's areas that are warm and some that are cold, and it depends. There's snow. We have snow here.
We get snow here, yeah. But we mostly get
have
cold.
rain.
Yeah,
we get rain and warm climate with beaches, and
oh god, I've seen pictures of beaches. They look so much fun.
they're quite nice.
I've always wanted to go, but unfortunately, I don't have the ability to go to other realms. I've always wanted to go there, and I always want to go to the Feywild. It's like very much like someone who doesn't get paid enough, and they have like aspirations like to go to, traveling all over the world, kind of like that. But for her, she.
Are you locked here? Can you leave at all, or?
I mean, I can. But you know, when you leave the Lord's employ, you cannot come back. And I have my station here, and I have this home, and I don't have money to take with me. If I decided to go there, I wouldn't have anything to live off of. I've thought about it. You know, there's some times where I just like, if I could just find someone that knew the right spell, I would just get out of here as quick as possible. But I don't know that. I don't know that place. I don't know that world. I'd be so lost. I only know those places from a book. Several as I have read. And she like runs over, and she grabs like one of her favorite books, and she pulls out one that is like, not to make it seem novice, but it's like a picture book, and it kind of shows off. It's kind of like almost like the maps of Averant, and it shows off a lot of like really good artistic rendering of many different nations and towns of Averant that she wants to go to. She's like labeled certain ones of places. If she ever went to Averant, this is where I want to go, and stuff like that.
He's gonna thumb through and see if there's anything that stands out that he's seen or knows of.
Perception check.
That is going to be an 11.
So off first glance, you can't really recognize a lot of them, but you can definitely tell where she wants to go is the Heartwind. But based off of this, she only knows geography. She doesn't know history. She doesn't know about all the drama that's been going on for the past 50 years, and she doesn't know that currently Heartwind is like under a bunch of great scrutiny. And she's like, I've heard it's so beautiful in Heartwind. It's like springtime and fall all time, and so different in here. And they have such great places. I was told that their family line is great, and they're so hospitable to all the races, and they'll bring you in, and it's like a dream come true.
Oh, I have been to Harlan. It is very nice there, and a lovely place.
Have you met the king and queen?
Don't think I have.
Okay.
But it is very lovely there, and I have met some very lovely people along the way, and I actually don't come from that area. I come from a place actually not much unlike your library.
Like you have your own library? Like are you you a noble?
No, not quite. I actually come from a school of learning. I was raised there and spent most of my life around books and learning, and spent a lot of my time in a library as well.
That's the only spot I can find home around here is a library. Just living within stories of books is just the only relaxation I can get out of this place.
That is what I found as well, growing up. He actually reaches in his bag, and unbeknownst to the rest of the party, in 10 years, he pulls out a new book of fairy tale stories. And he's like, this was actually, well, it's not quite the one I originally had, but it definitely covers some of my favorite stories, and perhaps you'd like to look at it from Averant.
She like holds it. She's like,
Or we could go across it together for a bit.
I'd like that. If you could like go through it with me.
He opens it up and right to Shriek and Mule.
She's just engazed by it as immediately the pot starts steaming. She's like, oh god, the tea! She immediately like runs back, and she...
Before she runs back, he mage hands and grabs it and brings it over to us, and he's like, I've got it.
Oh wow. I've only seen some of the elder mages do that over here. You're powerful.
Oh, this is actually just one of the first tricks that I learned.
Oh. Wow, they must have magic differently over in Averant. Interesting.
Would appear so.
As she immediately starts getting some of the actual tea all set up, ready for you to pour the water in. And she's like, picks up one and passes you another one. As she just starts, she's about to take a sip and she stops. She's like, well, do you go into one day to Averant? And she just is ready to give you like a cheers to.
Oh, he'll kind of pick it up and.
She takes a sip. She puts it down and. Food! She immediately runs back and she starts getting some food out. I don't know if you're fond of it, but we get a lot of fish around here, so I figured I was going to make you one of my father's specialties. And
Oh, that sounds lovely.
she's going to start prepping up some fish.
Uh,
We're gonna switch back over to the other group. Through time that you guys are going through, Dira, give me an investigation check with advantage and now know where things are located. See if it can help you out.
All right, let's hope. 15?
15. Taking about another half an hour, you're able to go through the spot that has the creatures in it, and you're able to find certain spots that's like obviously a little more restricted, but you're in the area, you're allowed to do it. You find specific, what looks like journals, to not specifically from Deimos, but specifically from a person named Akeen, who is labeled as the historian. And a bunch of these books go over creatures and aberrations that are unique. One book grabs your attention as it's just labeled as resurrection. As it's wrapped up in a chain and Gadra unchains it, you spend some time going through the book. Give me an intelligence check with advantages. You both will be working together to go through the book.
So there's a 6, and there's a 4, and I have a -1, so that's a 5.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff in this. This is someone who's very meticulous with the writing. Very, very small, tight penmanship. It's going to take you a long time to go through this, but you can definitely tell somewhere in this has something about the creature. It's going to take you some time. At this point, I need Zephania and Dahlia to now notice some people are coming and going and no one's noticing. Give me an Arcana check on individually from each one of you, an Arcana check on the wall to see if you can understand what's happening.
Oh. I got a nat 1 for a 5.
You smacked your head too hard on the bookshelf.
I did.
What's magic?
I got a 14.
Okay. After spending about a couple hours standing there and trying to look like you're invisible, but it's going to come back and forth, you're able to figure out that it's not specifically pulling books, but it's almost tapping on certain books in a specific order, kind of like a pin pad. As you go to try it, just this would only be for Dahlia. Dahlia's the only one figured out. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can figure out what books are pressed.
I'm just gonna cheer you on. You got this.
Gotta
I am
believe.
Point smarter now, so let's find out. Wait, just kidding. That was not intelligence. I boosted. And that's a 5.
You can't figure it out. You can tell as you spend some time. You notice at least when you tap on one gently, the letters glow. So if you want to spend time, hopefully nobody's watching you, you can try to keep like, okay, it's not that one, it's not that one. Oh man, okay, I gotta keep retrying it and seeing if you can figure it out. If you want to spend time on it, you can. I'm gonna need a sleight of hand check from you to make sure no one's noticing though.
I get busted the first time and I glance at Zephania and I'm just like, should we try to figure this out or should we go investigate more?
You got this. And I'm gonna walk a little bit further from her and just start making a little too much noise, not a huge ruckus, but trying to find a book and accidentally dropping it and turning around and accidentally hitting something with my wings. Sorry, so that she has more time, she can look for it.
Okay. Alright. So Dahlia, sleight of hand with advantage.
Hell yeah. Nat fucking 20. That was a nat 20.
After some time, you're able to figure it out as you're able to press a couple books as the wall itself, you start to feel almost kind of like pulls you in. And it gives you a couple seconds. Do you want to let her know, or do you just want to go into the wall?
It's a video! Alright, come on!
I look around, and when nobody's looking, I run over.
Okay. As you immediately get pulled in the wall, as you immediately run in. The first people you see right off the site are a couple just tieflings walking around, kind of going through books. As you immediately run in, they just shh. As you hear one of them mentions, like, what's with all these strangers coming back here? Who knew that he just keeps letting people come back all the time?
Strangers? Who else?
Kind of like points
Who
over into a
else?
corner behind a couple shelves. You don't see him from this spot, but it's kind of like pointing to like an opposite corner of the room that you are in.
I'll sneak my way over.
Okay, stealth check.
I mean, I'm not trying to like be.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Okay,
trying to
so
be.
you
like,
eventually make your way over, and you're
undetected,
able
but
to link up
yeah.
with Gadra and Dira as they're trying their best to go through like this large grimoire-sized book with very meticulous handwriting on it.
Oh, thank goodness. Can you read? I have had all I can take of this. I can't read this.
Where's Apollo when we need him? This is bullshit. I can't take this.
What is it?
We're trying
It's
to figure out what the creature is, and it's in this book.
This fella writes like for ants.
Like a space in this book is the size of like half a letter, so it's like really hard to read. Like the most perfect penmanship with the most fine writing.
We killed the creature, right? That it's not coming back, or did you find something else?
Yeah, about that. I fill her in quickly on what we've learned.
Fantastic.
I don't know if that's.
pieces out of my pocket and just dump them in a corner.
Yeah.
What? Ew!
I mean, we might still want to keep those, but
As you drop,
might
if you just
still be
randomly just
useful.
drop them, they just kind of shatter and they just start kind of like evaporating. Just
Or
kind of
not.
disintegrate in the air.
never mind.
If it's still
Anyway.
alive, no use of these.
With the whole group,
We're trying to find out more about it and see if it would have hung around or else. If it's another thing we need to still worry about.
Well, do you want me to steal the book, and we can go find Hayden's?
Let's see if we can find it in here first. I don't have that
With-
attention.
all four of you together, I want an intelligence check from all three of you. It is regular intelligence check from all three of you. This is going to be a
Alright.
group, and I'm just
Don't
going to
do
remove
me
Gadra's
dirty,
number.
die.
8.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Oh, nice.
Over 19.
As you go through the book, and you spend yourself, at this point, since you guys left the table, it's been about like 4 hours altogether. And you guys are going through the book, and you finally find the passage about Daphne, and when they found her. And it kind of links up with this creature. I spent some time reading through it. 3 years back in time, Deimos required his daughter to be returned back to him. Due to Daphne's body being located within Abris, they had to sneak in without being noticed, take her body, and return it back over to the Shadowfell. They're unaware that there are certain parasites that live within the Abris kingdom that they brought back with them. When they resurrected her, they found out that this parasite came alive, and they started to experiment on it. They were able to conclude that this parasite naturally itself is harmless, and it only feeds off of the life of a dead person. But they found out that it slowly evolved, and they brought it to the Shadowfell and revived her. They found out that there was no safe way to actually exhume it from her, but they were able to figure out that they could manipulate it to at least manipulate her. As they found out that it was basically a unintelligent creature, but spending years upon years, it was starting to learn and copy and what they call adapt to Daphne. Learn her ways, learn how she casts spells, learn how she fights. and anytime they tried to communicate to it, it would mimic her speech. They assumed if for some reason it could attach to another host, it would start learning from them, and so on and so forth.
You said that it can't be detached from her.
They couldn't find a safe way to detach it from her.
Gotcha. Did we find a safe way to detach it from her?
I think we did it in a not so safe way.
You go through the information, you assume that whatever you went through might have added an extra element that they didn't think of, which
Okay.
is legitimately convincing her within her mind to do it. No one thought about the go into her head and control it. They were mostly thinking about it looks like no matter which outcome it came to, they mostly came to the idea that, well, is it harming her? No. Can we use it to control her? Yes. And then they just went with that.
So assuming from this it only attaches itself to technically dead bodies, so we're safe, right?
So, I'll add I'll add a few pieces of information that they found out. One of it you already know, that it seems to only prefer hosts that have a split personality. It cannot attach to a host that has itself only singular personality because it cannot attach to the primary mind. It has to attack the actual, what they either call a subsoul or the extra mind. After so much time, the parasite will eat away at the actual host, and they do not know what happens after that. They said that will result in two conclusions. Either the parasite will replace the host and it'll become one mind, or the host will die and the parasite is forced into something else. They don't have much notes on what happens if the parasite is out of the body since they've never been able to exhume it. But they do know a couple things that the parasite doesn't like. The parasite doesn't like light. And the parasite itself needs a host that at least has a decent intelligence to it. Basically, the host has to actually be smarter than it.
That
You know,
seems like
reading
it would
about
be any
this-
person, right? If it ain't intelligent.
I don't know, but I don't like that Apollo's not, or Hades is not with us after reading this. Maybe we should go find him? It's been a hot second.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, what, a few hours? It wouldn't be too rude to interrupt him now, right? That face.
I would think not.
Also, side note, it wasn't until after last session. These notes I have to this creature have been here for a couple months. I didn't realize until the end of this question, last session that legitimately only like one person in this whole team only has a singular personality. Everybody else has like a split personality or like a second soul or something like that in here. I'm just like, I did not think about that. Wow, that's crazy.
Whoopsies. I'm gonna cast Sending to Hades, and I'm just like, if you're... Sorry to interrupt if I am, but we kind of need you.
We're gonna switch over to Hades. Let's have to go back a couple minutes. She's finished making the food. You have yourself a what looks like actually a gorgeous, like large salmon dinner that in average would probably cost you about a good 30 gold. A piece for you. She has nice wine. This is like a lavish dinner date setup. I'm assuming at this point when you've been in contact, you've had a good conversation. And she's doing the little thing where she's slowly but surely kind of like pressing her hand a little bit further across the table.
He will This is before they contact him, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he would have, enjoyed everything, and then, yeah, he sees her doing that. Stand by. Okay, he reaches across and does actually take her hand.
Okay. She smiles as she gets up and she starts picking up some of the stuff off the table and dessert.
He gets up and helps her.
Okay. Oh, that's not too many men actually help clean. That's quite. She starts cleaning up the table as she starts kind of like breathing as she goes in. And she immediately goes up for a big kiss. She kind of like takes a deep breath and immediately goes in for it.
He goes to start leaning in and suddenly like locks up and doesn't move.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God, that was too much.
You see him just kind of doing this for a second, and he's just like, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't be here right now. Something. I'm very sorry. And like turns and like starts walking for the door.
Okay. As she immediately just kind of like kind of like the not crazy, but she's just kind of like stupid. She starts like cleaning up her dishes, and you leave.
He reaches the door and locks up again.
Oh no. Okay, she's
I'm very sorry about that. It's very hard to explain. I wish I could. I do not have the time currently, and it is a very long story.
Is it something I did?
No, you have been incredibly lovely. I have enjoyed our morning, afternoon immensely. I wish to talk to you further before everything happens. And he locks up again, and he's like, everything was very nice. You have a lovely place here.
Okay, what's going on?
I have to go.
What's happening? This is weird. I can't even. There's something going on here. I'm not in the games like this. This is weird.
These dice are loving drama right now. And he's like, okay. The very long and short of the story is that I have two personalities in here right now, and they are conflicting each other. And I'm very sorry about that, but I really must leave to figure out what is going on here.
She immediately runs between you and the door, and she immediately shuts it, and she locks it, and she bars herself between you and the door.
I mean, the door's already locked.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so incredibly sorry, but as soon as I can get this situated and settled, I promise you.
No, she immediately goes over, and she immediately grabs you, and she starts kissing you, and she starts doing the whole dirty and everything.
He will... He like pushes her away. He's like, I'm sorry, I
just go. Just go. Go.
He'll kind of half walk out the door, and before he shuts it, he just, I'm very sorry, I was not expecting that to happen. I'm a little old-fashioned, I guess you could say, and that I was not prepared for. But I hope that you will at least let me talk to you once I get this, and he kind of points at his head, situated. I apologize.
Persuasion check.
Okay, I got a +5 in that, so that's a 20, a dirty 20.
She looks at you. You figure out your shit, and you come talk to me.
I will, I promise.
Until then, and she just immediately slams the door on you.
Hey. And he'll just kind of like, is there like any mirrors in the hallway or anything?
I'd say like after every like third like apartment, there is like kind of like an end table mirror that's on the wall, kind of like that?
He's gonna like march up to it, look in the mirror, and be like, "We are not done about this. We need to have a talk."
All right. Okay. So, at this point, yeah, like in a very dramatic fashion, you kind of get the message. At that point, depending on who actually gets it, whether it's Apollo or Hades, is completely up to you.
Hades, he's got the reins right now.
Okay. So, what was the message again?
You just hear, "Sorry if I'm interrupting something, but we need you here now."
Oh, you're not interrupting anything. Apparently, Apollo did that for you. Where are you?
Immediately fire back, like, "Apollo did what now?"
I shall explain later, but where are you?
Library.
I am coming.
Did you let him know about the secret?
3 spell slots for that.
Yeah, I know. I use sending way too much. She was too in her head over hearing about Apollo, so she would have burnt it.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and mark those out real quick,
All right.
too.
So as you all reconvene in the library, due to the main plot for this session, we're just going to kind of move it throughout the night. You guys converse, unless there's something specifically you want to say about the events that have transpired. It's completely up to you. Other than that, if there's also a specific thing you want to mention, we're just going to kind of go throughout the night. Progress further.
I think we just explain quickly to Hades what we've discovered, and that we need to keep him close in case it goes after him. Let's all stay.
Dolly does want to ask about his date, but if he doesn't give much info, she won't pry.
Okay.
He just kind of tells what ended up. Like, he kind of... If she asks kind of on the side, he kind of just, like, tells her roughly what happened, that that Apollo kind of popped out and interrupted things and all that, because he was kind of objecting to the whole situation.
She won't push it.
Apollo saved himself for a certain half-elf. Got the digits.
That was the personality.
All right. So as the night comes to a close, you all head back up to your room to get some rest, to head yourself into the next morning. As each
I forgot to talk to my mom.
Oh, okay. So we'll go over to dinner with your mom. So as you do get a call from Daphne, not really like a second message, but like almost like a one-way delivery of messages gets sent to you. I've been able to set up a dinner in the parlor, just us two, but I did see a couple extra chairs if you want to bring your brother and his fiancée, future wife, along. It's up to you.
Can I respond?
No, you cannot respond. It's just kind of like a message that she'll be there.
Okay. Are they still like MIA, or do I see them somewhere?
You assume based off of the talking that they are in their room.
There is a lot to unpack, I feel like, in that room right now, so I'm just gonna...
Just head over there on your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by myself.
Okay. As you follow the directions to head over to the parlor, you do find out that the parlor itself is the center courtyard that connects all the pillars together, as it has this one seclusive little dining room spot she kind of saved. She sees you coming. Immediately she steps up and she uses mage hand to push the chair over for you. She looks kind of like anxious and shy about this. Sit tight. I was able to get us some food, some wine. I know we're gonna need it. She already looks like she's been drinking some wine and partaking.
I love how she's just as nervous as Dolly is. Thank you. She takes a seat, starts playing with her hair the way Sylyk and Daphne do.
As it looks like she had the cooks make like not really like a meal for each one of you, but kind of like a large platter of different foods to pick from. Kind of like a big, huge, oversized appetizer platter that you can get, kind of like that. That just kind of says, pick some of this, pick some of that, and just kind of eat as you will. And she has like a couple bottles of wine. She's got one of red, one of white, and it looks like she's currently procuring herself some of the white. So I don't know. Well, it's oh, I started that thought. It's so great to see you. I hope. I've thought about this a lot, and I got to get a few things off my chest. First off, I hope that you do not regret what happened when you were a child. I couldn't control my actions, and the moves were played the way they were, and I'm glad that your father and you were safe in the long run.
Ooh, we are starting with some heavy hitters here. All
And
right,
she just
we're
immediately
just jumping
like,
right into it.
She fully just chugs down her drink and she immediately refills her wine again. Sorry, there's some things I gotta get off my chest. I've only
Dahlia also tops off her glass because
and I'm thinking like, okay, how old is Dahlia again?
She's 36-ish
Okay, so
now.
this would have happened like 20 plus years ago. So she's like,
This happened 30 years ago. Yeah.
yeah. So she's like, I might have died, but I was watching over you and your brother, and trust me, I could not sleep. But it was a living nightmare for me to relive that moment again. And all I could think about is how you saw it and how you were growing up knowing that. And I didn't know until recently that you had that forgotten. But either way, that too, as you know, whatever that thing was controlling me for the past few years after your grandfather resurrected me, or at least his men. That person that you were talking to all these times, that was me, but I wasn't controlling myself. It was all through him.
So it was his words, but your voice and presence?
That's the easiest way to put it, yes. I mean, it was my powers, they were my words, it was physically me, but the parasite was controlling me, and he was controlling the parasite.
Even the times you told me to stay away from him?
A few times I was able to get control, but they were few and thin, and it was mostly when he wasn't around, and the creature itself was, I mean, like anything else, it has to sleep. Took advantage of certain opportunities when you were listening. But only when you were listening. There are certain times where nothing against you, but you're not open to the communication back and forth, and I gotta make sure when I take care of those opportunities that the door is open of sorts. So, but I've been with you and your brother since I've passed, through all your trials and tribulations and hardships and woes and everything up to 3 years ago I've seen. I couldn't help, but I was there. I've been through that. And she points at the stone. That allows me to connect myself to you. It's a piece of me that I left with you and your brother.
Sylyk always said that he couldn't communicate with you, and sometimes I could, and it upset him, so...
Your brother is different. I love you both much, but his mindset is much like his father's. His connection to my magic is different than your connection to my magic. Yeah, he follows the same ways that we both do, but his connection to true magic is different. Maybe it's your way that you can connect to your arcane powers. His is balanced in a different way. Therefore, his connection to the plane between living and death is he's a little more blind to. You know how to understand death and life clearer than he does. And therefore, you understand and are allowed to know when someone's contacting you. I've tried to contact your brother many times.
I know that you probably would have tried. I just was just wondering if it was an ability or something.
You both have the same ability, but it's how you both trained yourself. You've trained yourself with true, well, clerical magic, and therefore allows you to see through the line that exists. He only sees the line itself. He can't see past simple life and death. You can see the many layers that exist between that. That there's no such thing as just simply life and death. It gets more complex. Whether he understands it or not, the ability to fully comprehend it is beyond him.
You're telling me I can raise people from the dead. So if Deimos' soldiers weren't gonna do it, he wanted me to. So yeah, I think I understand that. So,
but how are you? I mean,
as
really,
well as I can be. That's a loaded question.
I mean, I know that you and your friends have had a lot. I saw many trials that you've had to take, some without them, some with them. I thought that maybe you lost your friends, but clearly somewhere between the past 3 years you have regained a lot of them back.
Yes, that was an interesting time. There was a time hole of a sorts that we lost them through, but were able to reconnect with them and then immediately got
You went through a chrono
whisked
portal.
here.
That is
I think
very
so.
rare, but adventure's a must.
Yeah. It's been an interesting last week or so, I would say. But we're all on the ship. We have our own ship, is still have that. And Papa is there, and maybe if we can,
How's he
you know,
doing?
when you come back, he's doing good. He's going to flip about this. So that will be fun. She like actually looks genuinely excited, like getting her hopes up.
About that, I prefer you not tell him. Not yet, at least. That's one of the things I
Why?
want to talk to you about. I'm gonna go with you, but when we get there, I have to do my own thing for a little while. And if I talk to your father, either I won't want to leave, or if I do want to leave, it will break his heart. But I can't do that to him. I have things that need to be done, and
Like what? You said your business is here. You would be free in the Aberrant realm. Like you, I mean, as far as you know, everyone that knows you there is dead. You can go do whatever you want. You could stay with us. You could travel with us. You can go on fun missions, and you guys could reunite and be a family again. And
she puts her hands close. Darling, I wish that's all I want, but I have to be realistic. If I come back, as soon as I head over to Aberrant, things will happen that I have to take care of first. And
Like what?
there were certain things that I had to finish. I know that they were 30 years, but people
Like
cannot forget.
what?
She looks at you and she looks around to make sure no one's listening. What do you know about the life before your father? My life before your father.
I read your journal. I found the box. You were a spy for the Aberys Kingdom, and that's where Sylyk came from, and you had a marriage before that, and something happened that had to do with the devil. Yours, I assume, and you were spying on New Averant, but then you had to flee to New Averant, and that is where you met my father. And you gave it up, I assume?
I did not give it up by choice. Don't get me wrong, I love your father, and I always will. And one day I hope I can go back to him. But I did not leave Sylyk's father by choice. She looks at you. I saw too many things. The future visions that I have had, it almost made me go insane. And with the amount of missions that I got put on, I kept seeing what if scenarios. Can I change it? Can I change fate? And there are things out there that I have seen, that I'm sure you have seen, that I need to try to prevent. And I can't do that when I'm with you. And all
Like
I know,
what? Mama, I've spent so many years of my life in the dark.
I know about
because
your
people
brother and
think it
you.
would
I know
protect
what's going to
me.
happen.
What?
The broken
What's gonna happen to him?
The broken town, the fight. I know eventually his blade goes in through your chest.
And you're gonna fix that?
That was the thing I was trying to fix before all the drama happened in Averant. Before I unfortunately had to have you kill me.
Okay, how do you suppose you fix that?
I don't know. All I know is
Can you
it's
just
still
tell Sylyk
happening.
not to do it?
Have you tried? Have you told him?
No, but
It's not so easy.
I knew I had time. I mean, what's your plan?
To figure out why it happens. We know the how. We know... I don't know where it is. But if I can figure out why it happens, what leads them up to turning into that person. But you've seen this, right?
Yes. I've seen... Yes.
She puts down her hands on the table, waiting for you to put your hands on hers.
But fate changes. It can change.
Then we need to change it.
I
All
will
I know
change
is that
it.
if I'm with you, it will not change. Or at least
But
it'll
who's-
make it harder to change. If you feel if you feel and you believe truly, as she holds up your hands and she looks at you, if you truly can tell me and you can believe in your heart of hearts that me being with you isn't going to force fate to follow through its line, then I'll stick with you. But only if you can truly tell me that me being there won't hinder.
Mama, I don't know. I didn't see you there. In my vision, I just know that it happens, but there's things that we've experienced before that, can be changed. Gladwin told me himself that things can be changed, so who's to say I can't try? It's my future. You already left once. I don't want you to leave again.
A tear starts coming down her eye as she tries to hide it a little bit. She starts drinking a little more wine.
Same girl.
Yeah, you're right, of course. I don't know. All right. You're right. You're right. We'll stick together. We'll figure this out together as a family. But we need to. You and I need to figure out. Wait, who else have you told? Have you told anyone else about this? About what's gonna happen? What could happen?
I mean,
Did you?
Jurakash for sure.
Okay. What
But
about the rest of the team?
That's a great question, you guys. I don't think if she has, it was definitely not a lot of details.
Not during the games.
So I don't think she actually has.
No, she's just like, well, you need to figure this out. Do you tell your brother first? Do you tell your friends first? Can you tell your... I mean, we can tell them together, but when's the proper time? I mean, now it's complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting married
Sylyk
tomorrow.
is...
Kids coming
He's
along.
about to crack. We should not tell him here.
Not now. No. Definitely not now.
We will tell him. We'll tell him, and maybe I can commune with Olazna. Maybe she can provide more information. I got most of my information from Gladwin about this, but maybe she could offer some insight as well. I haven't actually really asked her about this specific situation, I don't think. So...
You speak of them so casually.
I'm a cleric. It's kind of my job. And they've been very friendly and chatty. Well, not in the last 10-ish years. It's been a lot more formal. But I was quite popular at one point.
Well, you tell them what's up, and you tell them that if they don't talk back, that I'm going to get involved.
She's like, let me speak to the manager.
Right.
Gods, please. I will let them know. In her head, she's like, God, I am so much like her.
as the night transpires, food had, drink, and all. Night goes through, more lighthearted afterwards. Adventure throughout the night. Relaxation comes to hand as everybody heads back to the rooms with notes on each door. These notes are explaining that you're expected in the central staircase room sharply at the morning to get fitted for your wedding attire. The grand event will happen at 4 p.m. You can definitely see that there was a different note left on room 7, but it's already taken by Sylyk and Nyx. And it's already pretty late. Anything anybody wants to do before the night ends? Awesome.
Should we set a watch? Should we be in one room again?
Probably not a bad idea, since we didn't kill this thing.
Okay. Who's going to stay up for the first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Everybody else. You're going to take first watch as well? So, Dira and Sophia. Okay. Alright, everybody else goes to sleep. Dira and Sophia, I need a perception check, please. Also, I need to know where you're going to be during this process. Are you going to stay in the room? Are you going to be outside the room, in the hallway?
I am staying in the room watching all the people.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
16?
16.
Ooh, nat 20 for 21.
Nice.
Throughout the first 4 hours, nothing happens. No sounds, nothing. Everybody is having a sleep in all the rooms. With the second 4 hours going through, Zephynia, you start hearing someone talk to you. Where? Where? Who? Then it stops.
Dira, did you hear that?
Hear what?
The wheres and the who's?
What where's and which who's?
Exactly!
Are you alright?
Yes!
I didn't hear anything.
Maybe it was just my imagination.
Maybe you should get some sleep. You wake up next shift.
Yeah. Well, I'll finish this shift and then I'll get some sleep.
Okay. Throughout the rest of the shift, nothing eventful happens. As everybody who went to sleep can hit their long rest button if you need to. And Dira and Sophia, you can take your rest.
Catch some Z's.
I need Hades and Dahlia to give me a perception check, please, as you are taking watch.
$21.
That is a 10.
Okay. As the watch begins, nothing eventful happens within the first couple hours of time. Dira, through your first part of the sleep, no eventful dreams that really stick with you. Sophia, you keep going in and out of sleep. Maybe it's hard to try to get good Z's due to the fact of there's still a creature around here somewhere. But you keep going in and out of dreams to the same dream over and over again. That happens like every hour. You assume it's based off the choice you made. You see yourself before you made this choice. Stand at Azamar. And you see two branches off of her. One is now darkened. You can't see where that branch leads. And you can see the one that leads to you. The crimson wings. The more red coloration. And you can see that based off of choice that you're going to have on through your life, whether it's days, weeks, months, years, these choices are going to, in the truest of word, evolve you into different ways depending on choices. Based on the looks of some of these look more angelic. Some of them look basically like the 4 versions of Copial, where her mind keeps splitting, and you can now see what's happening, that decisions you're going to make are further than just piece of war. You're starting to grasp on what the decisions were that you had to choose from. You can start understanding what this is going to do to you, whether you like it or not. The choice of war is going to suddenly but surely affect you to choose the more aggressive route. Most decisions, and there's nothing you can do about it at this point but understand. Through it though, you constantly see something moving around. It moves away from your vision consistently. You keep hearing it over and over again. Who? Where? Who? Who?
Can I speak?
Where? Yeah, you can speak. Oh no.
Oh no.
We can still hear you.
I'm just gonna say, what are you? What are you looking for? Who are you looking for?
Who am I? As you hear words come from something, almost like it doesn't understand the words it's saying. It's just trying to spit out words that doesn't understand. But you can clearly tell it doesn't know what it is or who it is.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts in my dream state?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
As you cast Detect Thoughts, you can sense the thoughts of something extremely scared. Doesn't understand where it is. It's almost like someone who just went through severe Alzheimer's. They lost all memory and they are afraid. They don't know where they are, who they are, nothing.
Shit.
You keep hearing it over and over again. Where am I? Who are you?
We read the book before. Did it mention anything of the creature that it can talk to people?
They weren't able to know. They've never tested. If you're thinking about the creature that went into Daphne, they have. They weren't able to know its communication. They just knew that they could use it to force Daphne to communicate. They don't know if it could actually communicate itself.
Okay.
They just knew it had a very low to little intelligence.
Okay. And now, what do I see right now?
You see basically like 500 copies of yourself, all slightly altered. They're just standing over in a row like statues. They're just choices that'll eventually keep branching out so subtly. But if you look down like to the 100th one, it's substantial, so on and so forth. As eventually, as you start looking around, one of them moves in front of you. Who am I? As one of them just like runs over at you and just starts like freaking out as like another one starts running at you. And all these different versions of you like running at you, trying to understand who they are. They start coming at you and you freak out so much. During the 8 hours, nothing eventful happens. But at that final 8th hour, you just like have a hard time waking up as you are just from like a dead sweat of a sleep as you just wake up and your body's like locked. As almost like now you got like 5,000 personalities in your head that are fighting against each other.
Grab it.
All scared of each other. You all can hit your long rest buttons if you didn't already.
Do we see her struggle busting it over there right now?
No, she was completely solid. She slept, but as she woke up, you could see that she is going through like a dream sweat, kind of like that, like a nightmare sweat. But she wasn't like struggling in her sleep or anything like that.
If I see her like waking up but like not having the grandest of expressions, just be like, "Are you okay?"
Bad dreams. It'll pass.
Good morning.
Yeah, it'll pass.
Good morning. Anyone in the room?
Hello?
You're being asked for fitting down over in the grand entrance. If you could make your way down as soon as possible, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Really hear some steps walking off.
We will be down.
See around here.
You want us this early?
You take all the time you need. They can wait.
Is there a coffee maker in the room? Because I'm 100% getting coffee.
Keurig.
Ye old Keurig.
Ye old Keurig.
I mean, there would be like their version of like a where you can kind of like brew coffee like tea. Just, you know, yeah. You would have.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Get yourself the darkest roast possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just chuck a bunch of espresso beans in there, hope for the best.
Yep.
As you're able to make some coffee, you, based off looking around, you can assume that Sylyk and Nyx are already somewhere else. The room is quiet. And the door's closed.
I guess we should make our way down.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. As you start heading your way down, take the elevator down, you see about 50 different mannequins with different suits, dresses on them. And you immediately see this high elf. This is the only elf you've seen so far that has no tiefling lineage that you can see. Like, almost contact bright green eyes. Tall, like 6'5", slender man, like wearing like a very, very flamboyant, like long fitted coat, scarf wrapped around for no reason other than fashion. Got the bright gloves on. Greetings. Come.
Huh?
He immediately takes his gloves and immediately magically enchants all the different mannequins to match everyone's shape, so you guys can see how different suits and dresses fit everyone. I am Scarlet, and I will be the one there to fitting you for your dresses and your suits for the night's grand event. First off, where is the grandsire? I was told to take priority.
He has to be here. I thought this was just us.
Oh, confusion. The female.
Oh, you mean grandchild?
Sire, yeah.
That's the other direction.
I'm gonna
Got
drink
it.
more
Now
of
I
my
understand what you
coffee.
mean. I guess it means you, Dahlia.
I don't need to be priority.
Are you positive? Want to make sure that we're able to get the Demos clan the most proper and gorgeous outfits available.
Oh, you might as well get this over with. Might as well just do it.
Well, we are all equals here, so we go down the line.
Okay. Throughout all of you, he basically goes through and kind of gives you like a multiple choice and keeps like rebuilding them based off your choice. He goes kind of like, dress or suit, and then it shows them off, and if you pick one, then he redoes it, and it's like, all right, and he kind of does like traditional, slutty, kind of like that. It's like, and then kind of goes off that, and he kind of keeps branching them off, and he gives you all the choice of essentially different kind of styles that you want. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but you get to pick like everything he's going to magically enchant them to already be pre-fitted for your size and your fit and everything. As you're able to even get stuff that actually works with the wings for Hades, for the tails, for the tieflings, everything. As it is all complete, he's able to pass you all your wardrobes. Now, make sure you take care and have those on just in time. Do not wear them until then. These are very, very expensive. And our Lord has spent a pretty penny to make sure that we've got the top-notch material. It will not be the reason why any of this gorgeous material gets damaged. So, take care. And I was told to remind you that the event begins at 4, but you're all supposed to be down here to meet some of the other Demos family at 2. That being said, if you need anything else further, as it immediately just summons a card, I was Scarlet, and I help all the realms. It just passes you a card.
It's a good tagline there. Thank you, Scarlet. We appreciate you.
As you all have whatever you want, suit, dress, whatever. You all have everything ready for you. Given only about 4 hours worth of time to get dressed, do whatever you want to do with your hair, anything like that, you have some time to prep yourself up before you're supposed to be back down. As you start to already hear the room, people come into the room as you're starting to leave, change it over for the wedding immediately, bringing in a very Anastasia style of re-enchanting the room with a more of appeal where it's actually like changing the pictures to actually fit them to the aesthetic, changing the chairs to be very wedding-esque. And you can assume that no one asked the bride and the groom of the style you want, because you can immediately assume this is not Sylyk style. Very white all over the place and very over-the-top flashy. But as everything's being set up, you even see in the distance, probably it's going to still take about a couple hours to get here, you see processions of royal, top-notch royal carriages making their way over to the castle. You see a procession of nobles that is probably going to be a mixture of also business partners for Deimos. Very much like, the rich father paying for the wedding, but really he's using half of it to actually like meet business associates and stuff like that and flaunt off money and that kind of thing. Multiple birds, one stone kind of situation.
Seems like him.
Yeah. But to proceed it further, you have your wardrobes available to you. Between now and the time that you're supposed to be there, does anybody want to do anything specific? I'm going to say the only thing is God's just going to spend some time looking around and kind of snooping a little bit more. But it's going to do it solo.
Is there any way we could potentially get to Sylyk or Nyx?
You don't know where they are. Unless you decide to message.
I guess I'll cast... I will burn one sending to send to Sylyk and be like, do you need anything?
Oh, I mean... If it's not too much, I could really use my sister right now.
I'm on the way! I don't say that. I just go be on the way. I can't burn all these spell slots.
He immediately tells you, I'm over in the nobles area. They put me in one of their rooms. I'll wait for you outside the room.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go check on Sylyk. And I skip her off.
I will say that he kind of mentions it as if... I'll rephrase.
Okay.
He also wants you to be there with him. So he's kind of expecting you to kind of either bring your dress with you so you could get changed there, or already have your dress on, so you don't have to run back to the room.
What time is it currently? I'd probably bring it with me if I'm not changed already.
It would be about noon at this point.
You have to be there by 2?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. I'm wearing it. Let's go.
Okay.
So before you leave, Hades asks for Scarlet's card.
Okay. Scarlet immediately summons it out of like this crimson fire, and he immediately just passes it to you. And immediately, as he passes it to you, he slowly caresses your hand as he does so. So he immediately just kind of gives you a slight wink as he gives it to you.
Oh, he was gonna call Scarlet for something.
That's fine. He was waiting for that call.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So as you start making your way over to Sylyk, unknown specifically Nyxia, you're assuming that Sylyk and Nyxia are not together at this point. And you do not see your mother anywhere. You eventually make your way over to the Northern Tower, and you eventually see him kind of like, not in a terrible way, but like half dressed, like he doesn't have like his coat on. He's not really, like, it kind of like he's futzing with his tie too much. And he is just all disheveled. His hair is all messed up. He doesn't have it pulled back yet. He's just kind of a mess. He's just like, oh, thank God. I need your help bad.
Oh, okay. What's wrong? What's going on?
All of it. All of it. No. Well, I mean, it's weird timing, but we talked, and we're taking advantage of the opportunity, but I broke some buttons. I'm not gonna be ready. I'm not gonna be ready. I need
you don't have like a stylist team in here?
There was a couple here, and then they were getting too clingy, and I yelled at them, and I threw some stuff at them, and I was a little much, and
understandable.
I need your help bad. Can you just like help me?
Okay. Yes, of course. What buttons did you break?
And he's just like, he like shows you like the shirt, and he's like missing like every other button that he actually like tore off.
Amazing. I have mending, and I always love using it, so I will spend the time fixing his suit.
Mending, a spell that every cosplayer wants.
Literally. Are you
your cosplay is fixed? Your cosplay is fixed.
Are you big on the decorations downstairs? Because do you want me to go down and just be real forward? Well, they're and lots of white, lots of. It's very fancy.
Well, I figured it was be fancy, but I was, we're in the Shadowfell. Why is he doing a lot of white? It's weird.
I mean, it is a wedding. You want to change it to blue? I'll go down there right now and start telling people they need to fix things.
Well, she did always tell me that her favorite color is blue.
Blue? Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, I could totally do that. But first, I need to make sure that you're okay up here.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay, so I got the shirt, so he puts on his shirt, and he's put on his coat. So, I don't. This is a little weird. Can you do my hair?
Sure. How do you want it?
Surprise me.
Describe his hair right now.
So right now his hair is a lot longer than I've cosplayed as him. He actually has his hair down to like past his shoulders, and he's got like really wavy hair now. Yeah, by surprise, guys, I got a new wig for Sylyk.
Yay!
I got really sick of his
Well-
slick back wig. It was really annoying the shit out of me.
She like eyes him up and down. It's like, well, how does Nyx like you wearing your hair?
She's always liked it up
Up? Okay.
and like a couple bangs hanging down. I don't know. It's
Oh, she's got great taste.
there's like
Okay.
this. There's
Yeah, I
like
can
this
do that,
one.
no problem.
There's this one book that she really likes, and she keeps wanting me to like have my hairstyle like this one guy in the book. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Which book is it?
It's some. I don't want to say it out loud. It's like some like something across the sea. I don't remember what it's called.
Think I've read that one. Yeah, Hades mentioned it to me once, and it was a pretty good read.
Yeah, the guy has unnaturally like coiffed hair, and I don't know how I feel about it, and it's weird.
I will get the name of that from him. Yes, but yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Okay, so we can use a ribbon, and she'll start doing it up in like a kind of a ponytail, but like having enough flyaways down that look, and with the wavy hair,
Okay.
it's a little more, artistically done rather than
Sure.
like shaggy. It's like very neat.
Sure.
Is this alright?
You know what? It has your touch to it, and it's perfect.
You're hesitating. I mean, you can, if you don't like it, this is your wedding, not mine.
No, I think it looks great. It's not exactly what I had in
Okay.
mind, but it's a mixture
What-
of what she
what do you
wants,
have in
and it's a
mind?
mixture. No, I like it.
What do you want? What do you want, silly?
You just kind of like
If there is a day to be a prima donna, it is today. So you will be a prima donna. The way I will go down and change your wedding decorations for you. I did not expect to be the wedding planner. Okay, let's go.
He's just like, actually, no. You know what? He kind of like pulls one bang down. He kind of puts a little more hair up. That's perfect. I like it like that. You know what? That's great.
Okay,
And he's like, all right. He's put on his coat. It's
pinky
like,
promise.
pinky promise.
Okay, all right.
It's like, all right, let's go see how this shit looks. And he starts walking his way down towards the,
Oh, the wedding
Right.
decorations?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
because the groom's got to be there.
Right alongside him.
As he immediately walks in, it's like, what the fuck? You're not kidding me. There's all this white. As you already see
It's
now,
just-
there's some people there. Food's being served. Stuff is going on. At this point, it's about like 1 o'clock.
I'm going to find somebody that looks like they're in charge of barking orders.
Okay. You do find Ermin. That is
Ermin?
currently,
Okay.
yep, that's going around, and he is currently kind of like telling certain guests if they need to drop off stuff, bring it to this person. They're going to drop it off for you. You can get changed here. As he comes over, the man of the hour. It looks like you're all set, and with the lovely guest of honor too. How are we all doing tonight? How are we all doing today?
We are prepared. Who is in charge of the decorations here? They're a little.
Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, this is beautiful. I love it, right? I mean, isn't it just?
They're-
It just goes. It just. This is perfect. I mean, we
They're
got some of
fine
the
taste, but you know what would be better is if they were blue.
blue.
Yeah.
That's really last year's color.
You're in the Shadowfell. Everything's gray here. I think that it needs to be blue, and I think that our groom here would agree.
To be honest,
This is the bride's favorite color, after all. You don't want to upset the bride, do you?
I just more or less want to make sure I'm not pissing off the Lord, but.
Well, if the Lord gets pissed off, he can come talk.
Very well. As he just kind of... You! Change the color. I'm sorry? Color change. Now. Though we just all set it up. Change it. But we just all put together. There's people coming and everything like that. Now. What color?
Blue.
Do you got a specific shade of blue?
Sylyk, what do you think? We thinking like ocean blue,
Would that be
or
perfect?
maybe royal?
Yeah, ocean blue would be great.
Ocean. Yeah, I think that would go really lovely. It would really bring some color into this dark, damp place.
All right, we'll take care of it. As they start like magically levitating all the chairs and start sending them back out, and one of them specifically that's taking care of the walls, like undoing the whole wall with like their magic and like re-putting like different kind of wall patterns all over the place. So even though it's magical, it's still taking them like a little bit. It's like, hurry, we got guests coming. We're going as fast as we can, and it's just going.
Much appreciated, thank you. I will not give the worker shit. I will absolutely give him shit though.
So throughout time, after some time, it becomes 2 o'clock as the rest of you start to come down, I'm assuming, as now a procession of nobles of the Demos bloodline have now entered. Let me pull up their names.
I was gonna say, before we go down, I wanted to reach out to Scarlet for
Okay.
something I forgot to ask him for.
Okay.
So when he arrives, I will just be like, there's one thing that I've always wished kind of to have, and I wish to have it as like an accent piece, if that's possible, from you, if that's something you think you can acquire.
It depends on the accent piece. What is
Yes,
it that you're looking for?
Well, you said that you service all planes of existence, and since we are from Averant on the material plane, I was really hoping to have a very elaborate walking stick, if you will, but not just any walking stick, because I know you're a man of good quality and taste. I was hoping to have something of perhaps black adamantine. Now, I mean, if I feel that's something that you can acquire, but if not, I totally understand.
Oh, no. I can acquire it. In fact, as he immediately just kind of magically summons something to you. Show you how to acquire it, and you just randomly have it summoned like on like your actual couch table.
He picks it up,
Do
he kind
not
of looks it over.
question how this gets done. Next time, have a little faith. And he just kind
Oh, I have immense faith in you, and this is of pristine quality. Thank you. I will hold this in great revere and make sure nothing of any consequence were to come of it.
as you do find it laying there for you. Like it's actually like in like a almost kind of like a long clear box. Like it's even a proper presentation and everything like that.
Okay.
And you have it all set.
Perfect. He takes it and kind of like spins it for a second and puts it down.
Okay. Anything else?
So, like, anything else you want changed for your wedding? Anything you think Nyx will not want changed for your wedding?
I think this is gonna have to be the way it's gonna be. Not much I can change other than no one being here, but I can't really do that. No, I think we're good. I appreciate for the little help, a lot of help that you gave.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling much better. At this point, you immediately get interrupted. Who is ready to get married? As immediately, Deimos immediately comes out, wearing like this really, really elaborate, long golden black suit. He comes by. See my grandchildren both here again. If I had one, my heart would beat. So looks at both of you.
How does that work?
I wouldn't worry about it. She keeps moving on. Come, we must greet the guests. Come. As immediately you start to see the long gold and silver carriage of over eccentricities. Like, so over the top. Like, if a carriage was the equivalent of, like, a platinum limo, this would be it. As it immediately comes up, 10 carriages long. There's immediately what looks like a set of Azamar immediately fly out and immediately set up like a long ramp to this high carriage come out. as you immediately see this bard come out. May I introduce Lord of the Heavens, King of the Feywild, our Lord, Armos Demos, as immediately see this perfectly similar but different twin to Xeris immediately walk out. Same looking, but exactly the same way that Zephania is different from the rest of you. Simple complexion, but with the silver hair. But you notice, just like how Xeris has, for some reason they naturally have higher pointed ears than even high elves. Wearing what looks like paladin armor of teal, silver, and gold, walk out. As you see a couple people walk behind him as he immediately walks in. Ah, brother, it has been too long. As they immediately just kind of give each other like the non-touching kiss from side to side. I am glad to see you for your family's nuptials. Ah, and this must be the groom that I've been hearing such things about. Pleasure to meet you. I am Armos. And this, as he immediately introduces, you see another one that looks just like him. This is my grandson, Askin. As you immediately see another an Azimar behind him, wearing a long gray and black full-coated tux on, with a bluish silver scarf on, looking almost like him, but instead of having the silver hair, he's got this almost kind of like a silvery brown hair that naturally kind of flows, and you can see that he's carrying weapons that you're not familiar with. They look similar to kind of like pistols. He doesn't carry swords, he carries more arcane weapons to accentuate his power. Pleasure. I am Askin Azur, 5th in line. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and congratulations on the wedding nuptials. Thank you. Come in, come in. It has been too long. We do not get to cross over in the realms too often. We cannot stay too long. As you know, we are not allowed to be in here for much time. I will be here for the day. Askin will be in my stay afterwards. As they go around, they start talking afterwards, and you guys start meeting some of the others, less important, and lines are coming up as the rest of the group comes down, and you're all able to reconvene. During the next couple hours before the wedding starts, is there anything the group wants to do? Okay. After a couple hours in meeting,
Do we know where Nyx is?
Nyx is not shown yet. No one has asked for a location.
I am going to ask someone, maybe one of the servants, I guess.
Okay, you find one of the servants.
Where's the bride?
Oh, the bride is over in the Noble's Tower. She has been giving herself a suite to get herself all prepped up. She's got herself a whole staff taking care of her. I wouldn't not worry.
All right. I look at the others. You think we should worry?
We should always worry here.
Would you like me to ask her if she's doing okay?
Ask her if she wants somebody there. With all these people she don't know.
I'll cast sending to Nyx and be like, is everything okay?
Oh. Yeah, everything's fine. I actually, your mother's actually helping me. She came over in the morning and is helping out. If any of you want to help, I can have her meet up with you. Otherwise, I have too many people here helping. There's only so many people who can take care of one person's hair. This is a little weird. My hair feels my hair feels like glue. It's odd. If any of you want to, otherwise feel free to enjoy the party. I think I should be up there shortly.
I relay that back to Dira. There's a lot of people there right now. She says unless you really want to come help, she
maybe I'll
says we don't have
go
to.
hang outside the door and glare at people if she needs me.
Okay. All right. So you start making your way over to there. As you
I don't know if you saw in the chat. I have chosen a simple but elegant blue and silver gown with my armor over it.
Okay, got it. So as you start making your way there, you do find the room as you do see Daphne looking out for you. Over here. Over here. Yeah, she's kind of freaking. She's freaking out.
We need to chase anybody away?
I think she's really good, and they're kind of hovering over. So, you know what? Immediately open up the door. All right, you know what? All of you. She's all good. Scram. Go. We were told to take care. She's fine. She looks great.
She's taken care of.
All right. As they all kind of like walk out, and they slowly just kind of have their head down as they pass by. As you see her, she's got her hair already pretty much set. Looks like they were like nitpicking. She's got like 50,000 bobby pins in her hair. You know, the dress is like 10 layers, and she barely can stand up wearing it.
Lord, can you even move?
I haven't tried. I don't know. I just keep telling myself one foot in front of the other and hope for the best.
All right. Well, maybe if. All right. Well, I'm gonna stay here right with you. I am your honor guard today.
Oh God, I feel so flecked. Thank you. At least I know you. The rest of them are fucking weird.
I am not leaving your side until this is done.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can you breathe?
I don't know. I mean, I have to actively try. It's not as like easy as it usually is.
Can you sit?
I mean, I'm sitting now. I just don't know if I can stand.
All right. Well, we'll deal with that as it comes, I guess.
They gave her like the way to like I forgot what it's called, but where you put the actual like the what is it called back in the day where they actually have underneath the actual skirt so the actual dress puffs out?
The hoop?
The hoop.
Oh, like crinolines, or is it like the hoop crinoline, or is it like the panniers?
Yeah.
What's the shape of it?
It's like the big huge dome over her body.
Big and round. Okay, It's like a cage crinoline.
Okay.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah, so she's got that on right now, and then they got like several layers over that. And it's not like she doesn't dress up; she just never has done this before.
Yeah, she's just not used to being a giant layer cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Back over into the ceremony. As time progresses, immediately everybody starts getting their way set up. Immediately, Sylyk runs over to Hades. I know this is a little forward. I don't have any groomsmen. I don't have a best man. Would you do me the honor by actually like standing up with me over there?
Oh, of course, yes. I would be honored to. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. All right.
Did the group tell Hades about the whole
Oh my God.
Prego my ego thing?
I mean, we got to.
I think we can safely assume that yes. Otherwise, he's going to be really wondering what the fuck is going on.
Okay. I assumed. I didn't want to. Okay. All right. Yeah. He's like, yeah, of course.
I feel like it was the point at which we said we filled him in on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, of course. Yes, I would be more than happy to. And congratulations as well on the small small to be bundle. How far along is she?
I don't. I mean, since we didn't know about the child until yesterday, I'm assuming we still got several months. So I don't know. I don't know.
If you need assistance with names, I know a few.
Well, we haven't gotten that far yet, but yeah, I think we might need some help when it comes down to it. As you start seeing everybody start to say, "Oh, I guess we gotta go take our spots," and it's like, "Where the fuck is God? You, damn it! Where's your boyfriend?" As he starts yelling at Dahlia.
I around.
About this point, he randomly just appears. Get over here. You stand over here too. Kind of tells Gadget to kind of come stand over as a groomsman.
Oh, look at them.
At this point, everybody is told to find their spots. You all get some of the front rows. As Ahriman immediately comes in to ordain, starts going through very Gaelic speech about going through a lineage of the Deimos family. That, to be specific, that Sylyk and Dahlia are the 20th generation, and that they'll hope to create the 21st generation. That they're glad to have the angelic line here, and that one day that they can hope that the mortal line will soon regain its right over the realms. At this point, they start going through the procession. Lights immediately start dimming down as a slow music starts to play. Dira, you and Nyx and Daphne start walking your way over there, followed by a procession of what are an actual specific Azimar tiefling specific breeds for this kind of occasion. Black wings with white horns, and they are all exactly the same. It's a full set of octuplets. As they start walking forward, as you start to follow through, as you can see, this is more than just a wedding. This is a ceremony that keeps the Deimos line continuing. As you're all sitting down, and eventually the procession of lions starts to come down as she shows herself, as she starts walking down the actual aisle. Sylyk shaking, unable to contain himself. Throughout the procession itself, 500 people all watching as they are freaking out, unable to contain themselves as they get together and words are being spoken. The language is different to all of you. This looks like it's actually specific to the Deimos clan. It's a mixture of both celestial and infernal. Almost like it's not one word infernal, one word celestial. It's almost kind of like it's a mixture of the tongues together. Some of you can understand some of it, some of you can understand a little bit of it, but it seems like to the tieflings it seems like butchered infernal. To the Azimar it sounds like butchered celestial. But somehow it's something older and more ancient. As they stand there holding hands as the wedding proceeds, rings passed between the two. As you can hear something being said, you start to notice everyone on the room, their eyes, if they look like they're part of the Deimos clan, their eyes start to glow. Sylyk's eyes glow. Dahlia, you don't notice it, but subconsciously, your eyes start to glow. The white goes missing, and your eyes are nothing but straight purple at this point. As rings are passed down, and they call the final mark for them to kiss, you feel that if you'd never tried to use your devil lineage, you would just randomly lose control. As you feel like the charge of your lineage is starting to grow heavy on you at this moment. As you see a few people transform in celebration. And you can see what the Azamars and the angels do when they transform. It's very similar to you, but obviously they have their wings, and they have armor on too, but they keep their facial features. And more or less a kind of built-in armor to the skin with these very much glyph-like tattoos that is almost embedded into the armor. As they start to walk back down the aisle and start to head out, immediately it is spoken. All rise, as everyone does. The line continues. For the 21st generation, you will continue down. Everybody kind of puts their hands on their hearts. Now, celebration. As immediately the courtyard gets immediately lit up. As you can see, the courtyard has been enchanted to be a large, kind of like outdoor palace to celebrate at. As a party happens outside. Everyone, drink, be merry, celebrate the bride and the groom as they head out there first. Do you all attend the party?
I attend and I stay as close to Nyx and presumably also Sylyk, but I promised Nyx that I was her honor guard today, so I am staying right at her elbow, as close as I can.
I scurry off to find Daphne.
Okay. It doesn't take you too long to find her. She wasn't too far from you. We'll start off with Dahlia. You found Daphne.
Is this a wedding, or is this like a weird, creepy, claiming a child thing?
They're not trying to claim a child. They're... It's complicated. It's way... one of these days I'll have to tell you. The power of the Demos line only continues as long as the generations pass. The Armos and his descendants are already on their 23rd generation. And, well, let's just say your grandfather was not a big fan of being behind. As far as what the future holds, who knows? There's a reason why I ran when I found out I was pregnant with your brother.
Is anything going to happen to the baby?
I can't
Is
say.
it safe?
I can't say. Our powers don't let us see our own children. We can't see the future other than their death.
He's not going to try to stop her from leaving, right? I mean, that's in the contract. He
wouldn't.
has to...
Now, if he has something laid out for eventually later on, but your grandfather keeps true to his word. It's the only good thing about him.
Okay. Good. Well, that was something. I personally am good. Don't come after me. I'm not next.
I wasn't intending for you to be there yet, nor was I intended for your brother to be there yet, but...
Well, it's not going to be here, that's for sure. That's... yeah. Anyway, do you want to go?
Yeah.
Down to the courtyard?
Yeah, as she starts walking with you on your way there. Zephania, what about you?
I'm just gonna kind of lean over to Hades, because I was just chilling by him, and say, this is the creepiest only wedding I've ever been to, and I would rather not be at another wedding here.
he'll just be like, I haven't really attended many either, but I mean, it was actually kind of lovely.
In a weird sort of way, I guess.
In a weird culty way, yes.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it right another time.
Another time. At least they have food. I'm gonna pick a little appetizer up.
I see if Gaiju's like still looking disgruntled and angry, I'll like accidentally like hit one of the server trays and spill food and be like, oh, my bad, sorry. And I'll kind of like look over at Gaiju and like, eh.
After some moseying around, Zephyria, you get approached by Askin. A Azamar that is not part of her lineage. Being polite for me not to introduce myself, I have Askin Azur.
Zephyria.
Pleased to meet you. It is not too often that I do find the offborns, but you have a certain not to be forward, but a certain essence about you that seems much for one of your kind. It's intriguing.
What do you mean much?
I don't know if you know, but you, Azamar, and myself, not the same. Our powers are completely different, but yet you register as something similar to myself. Something powerful. As he just kind of looks at you, and whether you find it uncomfortable or not, but just kind of does like the scan, looks up and down, kind of like checks out your wings. Crimson. Tattoos. It's very rare for an aberrant Azamar to have. Who are your parents?
I don't know, and I don't care to know.
Give me a charisma check.
Not 20 for 23.
Okay. You all of a sudden, just you don't know why, but all of a sudden you feel like you have the urge to just rip out this guy's heart. Like, just beat the shit out of him, rip it out, but you're able to contain yourself. You have a vision of just yourself just tearing this guy in half, but you hold yourself back and control yourself.
I cross my arms and, well, I should go. I'm just gonna kind of turn and walk briskly away.
Okay. Dira,
Sir, yes, sir.
what would you like to be doing?
I am just sticking close to Nyx. And being pretty much being moral support, as I'm sure
Okay.
everyone is coming up and talking to her and whatever.
Sure.
If somebody seems to be annoying her, I'm going to glare at them. And
Okay.
that's pretty much it. That is the job that Dira has set for herself today, is from being too annoyed or uncomfortable.
Okay. Hades.
I think he's hanging out with Sylyk. He's playing best man, wingman guy.
Okay. Get me the fuck out of here. They're talking too much to me. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Get me
He's
out!
just kind of doing that, like, what's up over there? And then, like, they take off.
A lot of people are paying favors to Sylyk, and it's really awkward. It's very much like, here's my family's like 20 goats, and here's like part of our treasury and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's just like he doesn't know what it's like. Thanks. I don't know what to do with that. You know, like it's as things are going on, Zephynia, you don't know if it's the crowd. You don't know if it's maybe other Azamars around here. You don't know what's going on, but you are feeling boxed in. Claustrophobic. If one more person runs into you, you're going to break.
She really doesn't drink, but she's gonna grab a glass of wine and just down it and run to whatever air she can find. Like, just one calm area away from people.
Okay. As you start finding some space, you merely get some quiet as you drink your wine. As you start to hear it again. Who am I?
You're no one. Go away. You're no one.
Where? Who
Where?
are
No,
you?
you're not here. You're not here.
As you start to drink and you look down at it, you see nothing but blood in your drink. You start to look around, you just see bodies massacred all over the place, and you look back at your hand. You just have a vision of yourself just murdering everyone, as you just have to blink and focus back up. Everything's back to regular order.
I drop my glass and let it shatter.
As you let it drop, almost slow motion, as it shatters, you literally feel your whole body start to break. Like, almost like the shattering itself is almost breaking you. Something's going on with you and you can't figure it out. Voices in your head constantly calling out to you, and you have no idea why. As you start seeing things, and you sometimes you think everybody's staring at you, and you're wondering, what the fuck are you staring at? Sometimes you feel like just everybody's just running into you and trying to start something, and you feel like you're just going to start breaking necks. You just don't know what's going on.
I'm in panic mode. Like, I'm starting to hug myself and kind of go down on the ground and just, no, not happening. Not happening.
I need the rest of the group give me a perception check to see who notices this.
I'm clearly a little too focused on Nyx.
It's like, I have one job.
And I'm going to do it, damn it. Me and my 5.
Spooky 20.
Spooky 20.
Me too.
Okay. Two of you notice her in the corner, freaking out and almost trying to purposely separate herself. And she is, like, covering herself with her wings. She's trying to shelter herself from the party.
I'm gonna head over that big. So give me a second, and I'm gonna head over.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll say Gaju
I
notices too and be like, and Sylyk's like, go. She needs you more than I do.
I'm gonna connect psychic whispers with everybody, and just say through it as I'm making my way over. Zephynia, are you okay?
You just hear screaming back, you're no one, you're nowhere. Just repeated back.
That is definitely a no. Okay,
At this
I'm
point,
coming.
you hear a response that says, "Speak to me. Who are you? Who
Everyone hears
am
this?
I?" At this point, you guys actually hear her saying that.
Oh shit. Zephynia? How long does it take for us to actually get to her?
Like 5 minutes.
Am I still clueless, or did I hear the...
I say at this
You're
point,
connected.
it's a connection now, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Zephynia, you are Zephynia, our friend.
You can respond to Zephynia.
I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Where? Who? Zephynia?
You stay with us, and I'll just trying to get closer as fast as I can.
I'm gonna I continue just shaking pretty much on the ground. Just
Can I get there faster by flying?
Yeah.
I do so.
If I see him flying, I'm gonna break out into a little bit of a run.
Okay. As you all do your best to get as close to her as possible, Sophinia, give me another charisma saving throw, please. Nice.
18.
As they get closer and they rush towards you, you feel like you're being attacked. As you do your best to not attack them but run. As you choose that the only safe haven is going back to your room. As you run as fast as you can to get up there. But knowing that you can get there faster by flying, you immediately just summon your wings and you immediately just fly as fast as you can to the room.
What's she doing? Zafini, what are you doing?
Where are you going?
Just
Gotta go. No, gotta go. I'm gonna stop talking at that point, you guys.
as you land in your room, you find your spot to be quiet as everything just goes quiet. And you finally have peace. Away from the sound, away from the noise. As you just breathe. So quiet. And as you open up your eyes, you see something standing in the shadows. Looking at you. No eyes, no mouth. A tall, slender, shadowed object with only two distinctive features. Horns and a tail. As it looks at you. So it's walking closer. Now the voices come from something specific. This creature. Who am I? Where are we? As immediately he grabs you and stares at you. Who are you?
Gonna shout back. I don't know anymore.
I'd assume because she's got psychic with you guys can hear her talk.
We don't hear this creature talking, though, do we?
Mm-mm.
Who are you talking to?
Him? It? Who? I don't know.
What do you mean, him? Who? What do they look like? Don't talk to strangers!
You go silent. You go silent.
I'm flying as fast as possible behind her.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Danger.
If I can see where she lands, I'm gonna take off inside to then race there.
You're gonna take the elevator up?
I'd
say Gachi
I have
follows you.
feet.
What about you, Dira?
Yeah. I kind of look over to Nyx and say, "Sorry, emergency,"
Go. I understand. Just go.
and run after Dahlia.
As a few of you got to the elevator, Apollo, you obviously have a quicker method up there. As you can see, she's freaking out, but no one else is in the room.
He's just like, Sophia, are you okay? Who are you talking to?
Chris, let's see him throw again, please. You're doing good.
Don't jinx her!
Sir?
Alright. Things. Lucky point.
Use that lucky point.
I have a lucky point. Using it.
You're doing
Let
bad.
me get to her and add to
There you go. Okay, there you go.
Okay. That was gonna be a 1.
Jeez.
As you can see Apollo trying to help you, but something about it is activating your defense, and you are, for some reason, you think he's trying to harm you, and you don't attack him. But you recoil away and you try to find a safe spot in the room, but you don't want to leave the room. For some reason, you just find this room safe to you.
I'm backed in the corner. My wings are kind of above me, shielding me a little bit.
I cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. You hear two voices at once. You hear her voice, just leave me alone, as you hear another person yelling, "Who are you? Who am I? Who is that?" Where are we? At this point, you guys probably make it up to the elevator.
We get to the elevator?
You're up on the top floor.
Oh, okay, good.
Booking it to her room.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see her, she's cornered, she's covering herself up.
I'll try to stop them as they come in, like so they don't approach too fast.
Okay.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You can notice the same magic on her. She's magical. I mean, Sophia has been very magical ever since her original thing, but Detect Magic does not necessarily tell you what the magic is. It just does it's magical.
It doesn't tell me what school of magic it is? Or if it's anything at least different than, like, how I've previously used it in her presence?
That's a good question. Hang on a second. Let me see. What would this represent? I never really thought of what school of magic this would represent. But that is actually really good.
I'm just gonna continue muttering, just, I don't know, leave me alone, just, I don't know.
It's transmutation.
Oh my god, that's a big word. What does that mean, you guys?
Transmutation,
Changes
manipulate physical properties of both items and people.
I don't like that. Can I cast Dispel Magic?
You can certainly try.
I am panicked, so I do it.
Let's see. So, I control the creature in this part, so I want to see how this works. Okay, for each. So he's technically a level 15 creature.
What if I killed the one-shot guy before we even had the one-shot?
Okay, so, I mean, he's a higher level, so what level are you going to cast for this Dispel Magic?
I am...
Because I'm not going to tell you what level he is, but he's
That's fine.
because Dispel Magic is a level 3.
Just want to check something. I'm casting at the 4th level.
Okay, so it's... So what's your DC then for 4th level?
It's gonna be DC's 14.
19. As immediately your Dispel Magic immediately just ends, Zephania, you find it as a threat. As you immediately freak out, and you just want everybody to shut up. As you immediately do, your wings immediately open, and you freeze time. As immediately everybody just stops, as everyone sees Zephania as this nightmare creature, the darker version of herself, unable to control what she's doing. As all that you wish is for this to be quiet and for everything to go back to normal again, for you to be happy and for no drama to happen in this world. As everyone goes unconscious and goes to sleep right where they are. As you start to wake up, you find it cold. You find yourself in a large room, snow outside, with 5 random strangers in the room with you, and you are wearing clothes you've never seen before. Reds, whites, and greens. That's where we're gonna end it.
Help us, Lord Santa!
Oh boy.
Oh, you made Babu sneeze.
Oh,
Get in tight.
All right. So, with that, they'll continue off on a Christmas session, but we still got to figure out how Echoes gets involved. So, everybody, thank you for joining the session. Do not miss out on Echoes Thursday. Just so you know, we do not have Star Wars tomorrow. We do not have the whole party, so since it's the 4-person, we're going to just skip that one. Yeah, so apologies about that, but do not forget to check out Echoes, and then We will be having some game streams over the weekend. Do not forget to check out. I'll have a different account rated M for Manny, so check that out. But I'll also be rating it through here. So in case you don't know, I will actually have the link going on. So that being said, everybody have a fantastic night, and we'll see you Thursday.
Bye.